kicking off week 13 in my journey to find a band. I went to Hard Rock Cafe Wednesday nights, open mic nights, hosted by Rocky, and I went with AC Love, who did a rendition or kind of an improv about space bunnies, her nickname for all of her badass female friends. And one of those female friends, Mac Dooley, is accompanying her on piano. Next, I jumped up there and did a rendition of Ain't No Sunshine. Rocky played the guitar for me. He'd never heard my rendition before and just jumped up there. And then X, who happened to be there, jumped on the drums. Really glad to see him. But I don't even care about my rendition. I really want you all to hear the solo that Rocky did on this. I just thought it was so creative and so amazing. So here's what happened next. Now that you heard Rocky's awesome solo, I'd like to take you behind the scenes to one of my singing lessons with Morgan. And please feel free to laugh as I struggle through some of these exercises she tries to have me do. In the end, I get it together, though.
Just to kind of think to yourself, where does it make sense to breathe? And where is it going to sound good?
Can you do the rhythm one more time?
Yeah. Sure, I'll do the rhythm.
Okay.
So, where do we start? 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. I feel like I'm forcing myself to breathe after sauce. I feel like it feels more comfortable after cheese, but it's such a big breath that it gets into pickles. 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Do you feel what you're doing and how you're breathing and the support that you have there?
I am feeling feeling a lot stronger and clearer than especially when we started out.
So let's get the rhythm right, because then maybe you'll be okay. So it's 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese.
2, you're gonna play it with me a couple times?
Sure.
Yeah. 2 all beef patty, special.
I'm gonna take this exercise now and we're gonna move it into the song.
Feet on the friction, I'm right where I should be. Don't try and fix me, I'm fine in the fire. I feed on the friction, I'm right. Actually, let's do it, yeah. I'm right where I should be. Don't try and fix me.
So don't let yourself fall back when you say right.
Okay.
So keep everything forward. So
I'm right where I should be.
yeah.
Don't try and fix me.
Now that you're doing such a great job on that, we're gonna go ahead and have you do the verse.
It's taken a lifetime to lose my way. A lifetime of yesterdays. All the wasted time when my hand turns to sand and fades in the wind. Crossing lines, small crimes, taking back what is mine. I'm fine in the fire, I feed on the friction. I'm right where I should be. Don't try and fix me. I'm fine in the fire, I feed on the friction. I'm right where Don't try and fix me.
Perfect.
I was invited by Nicolai to come and do like a songwriting kind of jam session with his friend Ty. I invited drummer and producer John, who I met at another event with AC Love. There's John on the drums, Nicolai's there on the guitar, and this is what happened next. I guess I can follow you and I'll just go up and you go down here.
Okay, yeah.
Of week 13 passed, pun intended, I invited Morgan over to do a short fireside chat just to share with you all our journeys to find a band, why we're on them, what we've encountered and experienced, and to really encourage all of you to go out here and follow your dreams as well. So, enjoy.
Thank you so much, Morgan, for coming.
Absolutely. I'm so happy to be here.
And so let's just jump in. I first want to know, I've already worked with you for like 4 months now, 5 months now, and I know you're talented at singing, but what are all your musical talents? Is it singing? When did it begin?
So basically, I've been singing since I was a little girl. My mom is and was a singer, so I always had that musical background, always had to be, singing at a choir. Some of my other talents are basic guitar and basic piano. So
awesome.
Yeah.
And did you start learning those at the same time as singing, or did you pick up those instruments later on?
So my mom wanted to teach me piano. I took it for a couple years and quit, and really sad. I wish I had, stayed with it. Yeah.
Well, if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate.
Right?
Yeah. You learned enough and you knew enough and you didn't like it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fine. I'll tell you a story really quick about my dad. He's a pianist.
Oh.
And his mom put him in piano lessons growing up, and he also rebelled and quit. But what it was for him was that he just had a different way of understanding music. So now he's still a pianist. He can hear anything and play it. He can just create music off the top of his head. He has 3 CDs out right now.
Oh, wow.
All piano, and he created synthesizers for other instruments and recruited bandmates. And so sometimes what it is it just kind of develops that ear for it, and it triggers that artistic side of you, that musical side. But maybe the piano lessons itself, that structure and organization didn't work for you. But now you're a brilliant singer, so it did something. It did enough.
You're so nice. I wouldn't say brilliant.
Awesome. So for me, similar trajectory. I mean, I've been singing since I was very little. My parents had me in like traveling choirs growing up. I am classically trained because of that. And I also was taking piano at the same time. I also gave up piano in high school, I think, or maybe middle school, when it became clear that I had to choose between that and soccer. Soccer got really competitive, yeah. And that's also what led to me having issues with my vocal cords, which I already, I think, mentioned to everyone in week 5, I believe, or week 6. But I chose that over piano, and then even in middle school, I did like 1 semester of guitar, and I didn't it hurt my fingers. Yeah, even though you can have like the pick, I still had to like squeeze. Like I didn't like it.
You gotta keep going till you get those calluses.
That's what she was saying. That's what she was saying, and I was like, I don't know. But I remember you saying like a girl with a guitar.
Yeah,
something about it. And I know a few female artists out there on the scene now. And when they have that guitar or they have an instrument,
Powerful.
yeah,
Yep.
super hot, super powerful. So maybe we'll both pick it back up.
Yeah, maybe we can write a duet on guitar.
Absolutely.
That'll be next.
Week 15. Okay.
Right?
When did you decide that you wanted to find a band?
I was like, okay, how can I use my voice? I'm gonna need a band. Like, I can't do it alone. And then I also just realized, what other things am I going to learn from being in a band with so many other phenomenal musicians? Like, that was the big kicker for me.
Absolutely. And I have to say that on my journey, I've definitely seen so much unsung talent in Denver. It's amazing. And I comment on it and I feature it in my series because it's like, it's just phenomenal to see. And so for me, it was really about wanting to hear an emo rock cover band on the scene. Anyone who has like their formative years from like mid 2000, 2000s, 2010s, 2012s, when rock was like super emo, super poetic, super passionate. Like, we have like those formative years, but we're all coming now to the age of power, as they say. We're all getting married or divorced and remarried, or we're all like going to our high school reunions now. It's our turn. And like, these songs are old. I mean, they're 20 years old. Like, at what point can they be considered classical rock? Like, maybe they are. But the bottom line is, like, there are weddings and high school reunions going on with people of that age demographic that those songs would resonate. And I just wasn't hearing anyone playing. Everyone is doing the real classics. Beatles, Rolling Stones, like all those things. And it's great and it's fun and it gets the crowd going. But I wanted to also see that emo genre come to life. And so when I'm out here and I didn't see it, I was like, well, let me just create it. When I sing, I definitely sound like a 17-year-old Blink-182. And so I think I could pull it off. I mean, no, sometimes, like the yelling, you know.
I never got that from you, no.
Oh, good, okay. Or maybe not good.
I mean, it's not good or bad, but I wasn't hearing that. But,
okay, well, I'll take your judgment. You're the expert. But I definitely, you know, that music arouses something in me. It was my rebellious years. It got me through really hard times. And what's interesting and the synchronicity now is a few weeks after I started this journey, I went through a really difficult, traumatic time in my adult life with my former employer and all these things. And that situation paralleled things that I had experienced around the same time that I was falling into Linkin Park and like Hawthorne Heights and all of them. And so to be on this journey looking for the outlet again at the same time of going through something really similar that originally ignited my resonation with those bands has been extremely healing and important to me.
I love that.
So for me, I just want to hear the music played live with cover bands. And I want to participate in that. So that's been my thing.
Perfect. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. If we were to think about sort of like how this journey, I want to talk about how it's transformed us. At least for me on this journey, it has really ended up being an important way for me to find my voice. You know, I sort of alluded to going through something really traumatic recently and it's ongoing and it's going to continue to be a fight for me, but this journey has helped me find my voice. It's allowed me to learn how to set boundaries, which we'll talk about later. And in editing the videos of me being up there singing and being so happy and being so satisfied, it's like I look at those videos and I'm like, who would want to hurt her? Like, that's crazy. You know, and I just built like, and I think it's something everyone should do. Everyone film yourself doing something you love.
Yes.
Edit it, look closely, and like look at yourself endearingly and internalize that feeling so that when people come against you, when situations happen, like, you just know that you love yourself. It's just been such a self-love and just finding my voice kind of journey. So that has been the transformation for me. Even if I never find anyone who wants to play emo music, at least I would have found myself.
Yeah.
So what about you? Like, how has it helped you transform, connect with people? Like, what has been the journey for you?
For me, it's the stillness. I have anxiety, so I spend a lot of time just like, oh my God, worrying about what am I going to do next? What's happening? How am I going to control the situation, etc. What music has given me is just the realization that it's okay to stop. It's okay to like be in that moment and feel what you're feeling and transmit that gift to other people. That's been the biggest thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna cry,
Oh.
but
I have tissue.
Yeah.
I have it right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just helped me to realize, like you said, we're all human beings and we are all looking to be content. And if I can do that for myself and give that to someone else, then I can die happy. You know? Yeah.
Oh, you are the voice whisperer. You've given me ability to find my voice too. So you've already given me such a gift. And actually, I would like for everyone to hear that gift. So I'm going to play a clip. Let's take a look at Morgan singing at the last show. I just got to watch her sing.
Yes.
We're women of color. And, you know, I think it is always important to sort of educate or understand or even assess or analyze for ourselves if we've never thought about it before, even like how that maybe has influenced or affected our journey. So as a woman, do you think that has had any type of impact on your journey, and specifically as a woman of color, do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, and this is just even talking before I'm in the realm of being in a band. Thinking of myself, am I good enough? What are they thinking of me? Do I look good enough? All of those things before you even go on an audition or plant yourself in a band. Those are all things that I've thought about. Thank goodness now the band that I'm in, that doesn't occur, but that has previously happened in bands that I was in where you should do your hair like this. You should sing it like this. You should, you know, and then if you have the desire to speak up for yourself or the ability to do so, you're deemed as being aggressive or, you know, those type of things that we hear as women of color.
And you're such a gentle person and gentle soul. Oh my goodness. I have to like beg you to pick on me when I'm like, can you please yell at me? I know I'm doing this wrong. Oh my gosh. Like, yes. It's interesting because similar for me, you know, I've encountered kind of a mixed bag. Absolutely that where men, I'll use plural, so it's very neutral. Say things like, you need to be dancing all over the stage and wearing sequins, and it's kind of like, do I though? I mean,
although I do love sequins.
I mean, but you have, and I want to show this, you have a lead singer now who also loves sequins, because he had the time, and he was jumping all over the stage. And you're like the tame one, and still carrying the night with your beautiful voice, and that's where the talent shines out, right? But it's up to you, and it's up to us when we want to kind of activate our inherent and intrinsic woman, female, feminine sensuality. That's up to us, right? It's not for someone else to put that on you.
Absolutely.
And so, same thing with me. When I set that boundary here and there, I have noticed that very quickly I'm no longer a good fit for the band, right? And that's absolutely fine. And then there's the other side of it where sort of first when I entered into the scene, and you probably have experienced this as well, and you have a great band now, men are the gatekeepers, right? There's more of them than us. And so the only reason we would even be here in this position is because there were a good number of them that actually saw us, welcomed us in, made space, protected and guided and advised. And I am forever grateful for them. I talk about the romantic scene, like that kind of comes with that. And, you know, there's always going to be that natural attraction. And so that might also be a lot of the impetus for providing space and opening up and then sort of making promises, I can do this and I can do that. And then when it becomes clear that perhaps some of that energy is lost on me because I just want to hear emo band.
I don't have time for that.
And I mean, I would if the chemistry was there. I mean, right? Like, who doesn't want to be able to have chemistry on and off stage? Like,
right.
It'd be amazing. But take note, if you can play Linkin Park and harmonize with me, I might just propose.
Oh, wow.
So, let's just...
All right, well, you heard it here.
You heard it here first, folks. Like, that's actually the way to my heart. But, you know, this pressure and all of that, like, that's not the way. And so, I think it's good to know that we're not alone in that. And I hope that even men listening to this in the space, like, no need to pressure, just sort of roll with it. Let the chemistry, let the energy flow, and let us bring the light that we have and the talents that we have to you and work with us. And the same with women. Like, don't ever feel pressured. Also, don't come out here sort of pursuing or pressuring guys too much. I mean, I think women can do that in their own way. But what I will say, though, is I haven't sensed a lot of hyper competition from the women. They've all been really supportive of each other.
Absolutely.
Okay. You've seen the same thing? Yeah.
Yes.
It's been great. I actually want to now cut to the scene with your lead singer in his sequence dancing all over the stage. And then when we come back, I want to hear about how you found your band and how you knew that you wanted to continue to sing with them. So let's take a look at that. That the band you're with, that is amazing, that this is who you wanted to perform with on a regular basis?
They are just a group of really nice, amazing humans. Like, just, and that's where I think it starts. I don't want to be around people who have a big, huge ego, are all about themselves, you know, like, so we all come together, we all have a voice. They let me have a voice even though I'm new. They make me feel like I should be there. So communication, being all around nice people, and then having the same goal of creating great music. Those are the three important things, and that's when I think that you will know.
Is there anything else that you think is of note that if there's any other young women or just young people out here trying to find themselves and find their talents and figure out how to express it, like, what else would you advise them to do, if anything?
One of the biggest pieces of advice that my mother gave me is always be doing something. You don't know what is going to lead to the next thing. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what skill you have that you're thinking is not good enough, that someone is going to say, wow, that's amazing, come do this with us. So, you know, whether that means that you're practicing piano for 10 minutes a day and you still think that you're not very good, or you're taking voice lessons and you don't know where it's going to lead you, just go steadfastly in the direction of your dreams. That's my advice.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah. What do you think?
I have no advice because
come on.
I'm on the journey. I don't know. I'm the advice.
Journey still. Like,
oh, well, you're the expert. Yeah. So we're on the journey. I guess, you know, just jump in. Jump in. Because that's all I did. Just jump in. Don't be afraid. And just start doing it, you know?
You've taught me that. Because I spent forever just not knowing, how am I going to do it? How am I going to get to the band? Like, I had no idea. And then I had you as a student, and Rachel was already just like getting her feet wet and going out and doing it. Yeah, jump in and believe in yourself and just do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yep.
And we love you, and thank you for watching.
Thank you, Rachel. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.